the iPad. All right, you gotta. Oh, go check it. Hey, you know what's crazy? You've been talking this all day. All right, what? To do what?
To be the couple on Married with Kids podcast.
We are the couple on
I
Married
know,
with
but
Kids
I'm saying,
podcast.
are you
We're
ready
the only
to do it
to be the Married with Kids podcast couple in front of cameras. Am I ready to do that?
Yeah, because you seem nervous. That's why I say this, because for one, you are laughing hysterically, and you're jittery, and you're nervous.
Why you gotta call me out on it?
I'm not calling you
I
out.
can't walk into 2025 nervous, but still confident.
Shaking in your
Just a
boots.
little nervous.
You can. I'm just saying. Are you okay?
Shake it in my boots. Are we bringing that song into 2025?
No, because the boots stopped working. We're not bringing it in. The boots aren't working no more.
You tell it. Let's see. What is that camera? One, two, three, four. If you got camera three.
It feels good to be sitting here because I was sick for 2 3 days, 3.5. It was um atrocious.
It was.
My voice was on the ground. It was gone. And that's why I sound like this.
I like it though. It fits you. My voice was on the ground, and now it's gone.
Like
Don't do drugs, kids.
I sound like I spit on bitches. And I do. That's why I sound like this. I sounded like, well, before I was sick.
I sound like I spit on bitches. It's crazy.
Don't do that though. That's a felony. Story time. The reason I know it's a felony is because when I was younger, I went to Knott's Berry Farm with my family. My mom used to get free tickets from her job at transportation night.
Okay.
And my mom and dad were always arguing.
Oh, gotta follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Lester.
Thank you, Mr. Lester.
DK.
Shout out.
So my mom and dad were always arguing. I love both of them, but if you know my mom and dad, they were always arguing.
Okay.
So they were arguing at Knott's
Okay.
Berry Farm.
Okay.
Like in public.
Okay.
And we're just trying to me and my brother were trying to just go on about our night, literally just walking in front of my parents as they're talking behind us. And
Okay.
all of a sudden I see like this dude walk slightly like in front of me and just kind of like look at me, look down at me like I'm a kid and he's a grown ass man and he's looking at me like up and down and he spits like right in front of my like shoes. And then I just kind of look and I'm young, so I don't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
I walk around it and my dad comes and we talked about my dad, but you know how he is.
Yeah.
So he comes and he's like, hey man, that's my daughter. He's like, take that shit somewhere else. He spit. Like, you know how grown men will spit?
He like
he spat in front of me. Yeah,
he's
just in front of me, right? And that's all it took, And my dad was like, hey, he's like, take that shit somewhere else. And he's like, the dude was like, he's like, oh, don't be telling me what to do. Like,
wait, so let me ask you this. Like, how close did he spit? Like, did he spit to where it's like
in front of my shoes?
Like right in front of your shoes, or like
where
it took you a couple
where
steps
I'm walking.
to get there?
Yeah, like where I'm walking, like two steps, and I'm on a spit. If I didn't go around it, so it's like a disrespectful
Absolutely.
thing.
And you're where? Knott's Berry Farm, right?
Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay.
Not even.
There's some more people there too, right now. Okay.
Buena Park, California.
Okay. Okay.
Not even in the park. It's in that tunnel from where you're coming
I
from
know
the
exactly
parking
what you're
lot.
talking about. Underneath Ghost Rider.
Because you used to work there. And we've been on a date there. Yes, I know.
I did.
So yes, you
I
know
had janitor duties
it's
over
coming.
there.
It's coming. I'm coming from the
I worked there for 2 weeks and got fired. Had 3 no
for
shows.
spitting on someone.
No.
Someone's shoes.
No. I got fired for not showing up 3 times.
But anyways, yeah, no, just disrespectfully he was doing that. So, long story short,
Yeah.
my dad said something to him. He said something back, and he was like, "Oh, don't tell me what to do." And his mama comes, and he's a grown ass man. He was younger than my dad, but he was grown.
Okay.
You know, but his mom, it's family night.
Hi, Judas. Shout out, Judas. Hi, Judas.
Hi.
Okay, family night.
So yeah, it's family night, and they're like with the same energy, just fight back. Like my dad
Yeah.
says something, they said something back. Like
Right
you know,
away.
we don't want no problems though.
Right
You know,
away.
so both of us are just like, okay, like you stop tripping, I'll stop tripping.
Okay.
Right? So like we go on about the night. It's kind of heated between my parents still. Then things kind of die down. Then we see him again, and transportation night. It's a closed event. It's private, so only
Okay.
if you have a if you were invited
Okay.
or if you were given tickets that you would be there. So it's not open to the public.
Absolutely. When I worked
So-
there, we had employee night, so I completely understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
so
It's
it's
a
not too
smaller
many
group of people.
It's not too many people
Absolutely.
walking around.
Absolutely.
So-
I get it.
So we see them all throughout the night, and the second interaction with them is like a passing by. Like we're passing by each other like this,
Okay.
and there's not too many people, and you're in a large place, but there's not too many people. So
Mhm.
if you see them again
Mm-hmm.
after having the first altercation, it's like, oh, we
Mhm.
saw you again. We didn't think we were gonna see you
Absolutely.
again, right?
Yeah, they want that
So
smoke.
when we saw them
want that
again,
smoke.
my dad and the grown ass man, the son,
Mm-hmm.
they're dogging each other
Okay.
because it's kind of like, bro,
Okay.
like there was a problem and we're seeing each other again.
Yeah.
It's
I
coming back
caught you
up.
in the hallway
It's
now.
coming back up.
Absolutely.
Now it's you know.
Absolutely.
So it was like a what? What are you looking at? Type
Okay.
of thing. I don't know who said what first, but you know, my dad's like, "What's up?"
Uh-huh.
You know, and the dude was like, "What's up?" So and the mom was like kind of the same way. She like had the bite back too, and she's like, "What's up?" She's like, "Stop talking to my son. Like, stop being funny," you know. And my dad's like, "What's up?" Still, you know. And my mom and me and my brother are like just trying to calm him down. Like it's okay. Like
Yeah,
we're just all
absolutely.
trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
And then so it's a passing. So like everybody like it's cool.
Yeah.
We pass by, go on rides.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's having a good time. And I remember just being on the log ride
Okay.
and then like seeing them like in line for something, and my dad like slightly looks over and he sees them again, and I don't know.
So anywhere you're
happened?
at in the park, it's just like an automatic, just like.
Yeah, cause
yeah.
and then word and then
just like going on the log
yeah.
ride and you're just like.
and a word exchange. That makes it worse, you know? It's like everyone wants smoke at Knott's Berry Farm. Like, please, let's not forget where we are.
Eating a funnel cake. You're like, what the fuck?
Okay, and speaking of food, so since that was like the first, you know, like, what's it called? Like,
Oh, that's funny.
you know, we're passing by each other for the first time, and
Yeah.
then you think everything is like done, like that's it. No, like we see each other again on a ride. So we see him, and I think they were like laughing. Like every time they would see my like dad, like they would laugh. And
Okay.
it's like they're in a group, so like you know maybe like him and his brothers or like him and his cousins would like every time like we pass by is like oh like talking shit, you know.
Yeah, like right
So my
away,
dad
straight
is
up.
like, you got something to say to me, you know, like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're on the log ride. Oh my gosh, what?
So you're mid ride and your dad's just like, you got something to say to me?
Yeah. And then they're like, "What's up? Like you trying to, you know, like and it's that."
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
And then so I just remember that like that being the last one, and then the last one before we see them again,
Uh-huh.
because we see them again,
Uh-huh.
and there's another altercation. So the last altercation,
So this is the third time that you guys have had an
passing,
altercation.
yes, in passing, we
Okay.
see them
First time
again.
he spits.
First time he spits. The second
Second time
time
it
was
was
kind of
like-
like a what's up?
like,
Like
what's
what do you
up?
look? Stare down.
Stare down. Okay,
And
not
then
really a slur up.
third is like, what's up? You got a problem? Like you're talking shit. Like what's
Okay.
up?
Okay.
I'm not scared of you. What's up? That's what it was the third time. And then the fourth time was like, we're not on. No one's on a ride,
Uh-huh.
but we're in closer quarters.
Uh-huh.
And we're passing by each other's groups, and the mom,
Uh-huh.
the mom of the dude who was being weird from the start,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
she threw something at my dad. She threw a I don't know what she was. She was eating funnel cake. She was eating funnel cake.
So the mom threw funnel cake?
She was eating funnel cake, and she took a piece
Okay.
while she was eating it, and she threw it at my dad. Oh, and my dad don't play that, right? He took a bag of chips.
No way.
And he threw it at her face. So after that, it was like the son was ready to like run up on my dad, and my dad's like, "What's up?" Like, you know, and they're in each other's face at this point.
Okay.
And they didn't get close enough because there's security around everywhere.
Okay.
This is such a private event. And it's funny, but at the time it wasn't. But oh my gosh, like this woman, like she popped it, like she really wanted it to pop off. Like she
How far away was she when she threw the funnel cake?
Like about where I'm standing, and like my dad's probably at our window.
Oh, okay.
So we're in close quarters. Like
Yeah,
she threw
like
the
10
funnel.
feet.
She threw the funnel cake that like not even. I hope it wasn't out her mouth. Like if that's the case, like the apple don't fall too far from the tree. For one, your son's spitting and you throw his food out your mouth. Like you are okay, a dirty family. Okay, we get it. But you know, like my dad don't play that.
No, not at all.
And I'm a kid, so
that.
it's even more like, you know, what is going on? Like,
wait, so remind me again, how old were you?
I was probably like 8, 9.
And how old was the son that spit?
He probably 17, 18, 20, in his 20s. And his mom probably, my mom and dad, maybe a little older than my mom and dad, because my mom and dad were like probably like in their mid 30s.
Yeah.
She probably mid 30s, maybe older.
Yeah.
But still, like.
Yeah.
Anyway, she threw funnel cake at my dad. Then my dad threw a bag of chips at her face.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, your dad is complete.
It was a mini bag of chips. So it went flying at her face, and she was like,
"Niggas start having food fights."
At this point, she is cussing at this point.
2025.
And security comes, and security's right there though, right?
2025.
Security's right there, and my mom's like pulling back and holding him back, and everybody's had fire blowing out their nose, and security was right there breaking it up. And I remember like the security guard coming up to us. It was 2 coming up to us, asking us what happened, saying like, you know, they look kind of crazy. We believe you. You guys don't look like you start.
I see what you're saying.
They didn't have kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
They didn't have kids. They had teenagers and
absolutely.
So the security guards were like asking us like, you guys don't look like you're causing any trouble.
Exactly.
So what happened? So my mom explains to them like, you know, they were instigating and pushing, and every time we would pass by, you know, it's a private event. Every time we would pass by, like it was always like a, you know, like they're trying to fight, argue, like talk shit, you know, and we're just trying to have a good time. Obviously, we're the ones who have kids, and like, you know, why would it be like that, you know? Absolutely. And I know my husband's like, you know, just fighting back, but like, what can he do? You know, like we have kids, so if they're acting crazy, like that's just what it was. And then, yeah, that's pretty much.
So right now, in 2025.
Oh, last thing. After they asked us what happened, they escorted them off out the park because
okay, so after
we explained the whole spinning thing.
So they threw the food.
Yeah, we explained the whole.
It hit your dad. Your dad threw a bag of chips. Right, food fight broke out.
Yeah,
Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
And after that, they got escorted out. You guys were good.
And we spent the rest of the night. Like the event ends at like midnight, and we were there the whole night. So yeah, we didn't get in trouble or nothing. My dad didn't get in trouble. Like nobody even said nothing to us.
Yeah, I mean, you don't deserve to get in trouble.
Yeah, like So all my dad had to say was he was spitting on my daughter. I didn't like that, so I said something. And they were
Exactly.
like, you know, that's a felony. And I was like, we're like, oh no, we didn't know that. And they're like, if anybody spits in your like, there's a like a
I didn't know that was
percentage
a
for
felony.
a range. Like if someone spits in your
Y'all know that
range,
was a felony?
because you can pass
Somebody
on
spit on you?
disease.
Mm,
That's why it's a felony.
that's true. That's true.
It don't matter if they were spitting at the ground. If they're spitting in your vicinity, direct, not whether it's
I
directed
will
towards you or not.
sue.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's a problem. That's why they were
I will
escorted off.
I will sue someone.
Accident or not, if they spit in your vicinity,
Nah, facts.
you're yeah.
Honestly,
So-
that family was.
That's
chasing
what
that man.
happened. That's what happened.
It's good that nothing bad happened. You know what I'm saying? Nothing
Yeah.
traumatizing that happened. Like that
Yeah.
was good that nothing traumatizing happened.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, like your dad had every right to just like what he had every right to slap the shit out of old boy right there. Like let's not even play. You feel me? Like you
Yeah.
did that right in front of my daughter. Yeah, it's type shit right there. But like
Yeah.
in that moment, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that's why it's like. But anyways, that was just a story time. I don't even know how I even brought that up. Oh, I said I spit on bitches. But I will not be doing that because it's a felony. And if it wasn't a felony, just kidding. Anyways, we're gonna do the challenge.
That is exactly how you got up this story. You said in 2025, Ari coming in and she's spitting on bitches. Yeah. How you gonna spit on Ari? How you the one that you
Stop. We're not doing spit demonstration.
The one that you did in the bathroom.
Stop. I'm sick. I am sick. I am healing, okay?
Hey, that 2025 loogie hauled in the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
How did that sound?
Make me look completely unavailable to the world. Make sure you push that image in because nobody's having me,
off
right?
the market.
Nobody's having me ever.
That was
Make me look how I look.
How did that sound? The one that you put in the sink the other day. How did that work? That's how you spit on bitches?
I don't know. You tell them. Since you're so invested into it, you tell me how it looked. Okay, so do me a favor. You count with me.
Alright, I'm gonna count with you. Am I moving this camera down? I'm moving this camera down.
Why are you moving it down? You're gonna give a POV?
Yeah, so you can see like.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cause aren't we like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and do you want this to be like recording?
Oh yeah, we should. The camera itself should be recording. Dang! Kids asleep. Kids asleep. Quiet. The kids asleep.
Let me know when you're ready to not wake up the kids.
Sorry. 2025. I promised her that I'd be a little bit more quiet in the house. The kids asleep.
So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to press record or?
Yeah, you can press record.
And you were so quick to move that camera angle down. Make sure you're not getting your feet in it. It's gonna be barking all the whole video.
Oh.
There you go.
That's it. It's alright. It's alright.
Okay.
Oh, look, that camera changed too, though. It's like all in there.
This one? No, it's not. It's the other one. It's yours.
No,
Or that one.
That one. It's alright. 2025, we're gonna get it right. 2025, we're gonna get it right.
Okay. When you come back to your seat, you're gonna count them.
Let's get it right.
Ah. I'm so smart for bringing napkins. This plate was kind of wet because I pulled it out the dishwasher. Whatever. It's okay.
Let's get it right.
1, 2, 3.
Are we gonna give him a POV of us eating M&Ms? Whoa. Are we gonna give them that POV, that 2025 POV of us eating the M&Ms? M&Ms.
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46.
Just count while you're counting.
47, 48, 49, 50. So you should have 50, okay? Please don't ever count when I'm counting again.
You want that 20-20-25? Oh, I said 2020. That 20-25 POV of me eating M&Ms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay.
7, 8,
Okay.
9, 10.
I gave you 11, a little napkin because
12,
we know you.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53.
Okay, so take them away.
53. How many of us have? I'm supposed to have 3, right?
50.
All right. So yeah, I'll put some of these in there.
You counting right now? It's like watching like a kindergartner like count their like the
Hey
count.
man, I know how to count, though. Don't be on my head, though.
That's just what you look like. It was cute.
Thank
It was
you.
cute.
Thank you. I got a lot of stuff in my lap. Let me get all this stuff on my lap. All right, we giving them. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. You got the baby crying. 2025. I talked too loud.
At the back of the mic. I was watching the audio bar and it was not going up. But anyways, as I was saying, I think I'm gonna win this challenge. Is he okay, Dalen?
I'm always waking up the baby. Right. We're taking pictures of this?
Yes.
2025 eating behind it. What is this called again? What is this called again? Where am I putting it? Where am I putting it? Bro, you got me taking pictures of 50 M&Ms on a black plate. We taking a picture of 50 M&Ms. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Somebody clip this. She's about to lose. She's about to lose. Someone clip this. 2025. This is the couple challenge of 2025. This is the 2025 couple goal challenge. For all of 2025, every single stream, I will challenge you to a challenge and I will beat you in every single challenge and I will clip every single challenge and have it streamed here.
Okay.
All right.
Tell them what I did today.
Huh?
Tell them what I did today in my one-on-one with Zoe for basketball.
You made 9 shots in a row. You made 9
Yes,
shots.
I did. And you're the one who had
You-
what? You played basketball, right?
I was not able to go in there and try because
got
I
3.
was busy
You got 3 in
cooking. I was cooking for our family.
a row.
We have 3 sons. I was cooking for our family of 3 sons. I was also showering our 2-year-old son. I was doing that. Yes, I was. So I was busy
So
while you
you
were playing
you
basketball.
couldn't make 9 shots in a row, and you made 3 because you were busy. Okay. The same way you lost that, you're gonna lose this. What does the winner get?
What does the winner get? Do you want to I kind of thinking like, should we just do this off of one camera? Like, do you like the POV shots and it's switching like that?
Yeah,
I think
it's
your plate needs to be more in it.
Yeah, it will, but
Get this off. You're trying to cheat, bro.
no, it doesn't matter because I have to
Bro,
be able to lean over.
Trying to cheat, bro. Trying to cheat, bro. Trying to cheat, bro.
Okay, dude. Okay, well, I don't want my hair all in it, so.
I like it's switching a little too fast.
Do you want me to tell them the challenge?
Yeah, tell them the challenge. Do you think it's switching a little too fast?
I'm not even paying attention.
What do you guys think? Is it switching a little too fast?
I really don't even. I don't know. So the challenge. This challenge is.
Listen. Sorry.
We're going to challenge ourselves to see who can finish all 50 M&Ms the fastest, with no hands and with our hands behind our back, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be in pecking motion. We're going to be using pecking motions to. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm not starting it, Dalen.
Hold on.
You're not gonna.
Okay,
start. Dalen, if you start eating something,
no, I just like the way
you're cheating.
I like the way you're explaining that. Can you say that one more time? Now I'm paying attention. Sorry. So go ahead.
Okay.
So I can really know what we're doing. So I'm not, accused
Get your
of
water
cheating.
bottle.
I'll get my water bottle off the table.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the M&M challenge.
Yes.
We're going to be seeing who finishes 50 M&Ms
Uh-huh.
first off their plate, clean off their plate.
Okay.
Let's see. With a timer, no?
No timer.
Or just whoever finishes
No timer.
first.
Look, there's no timer.
And then you have to say, what do you have to say when you're done? Done.
Done.
Done when you're done.
Done when you're done.
'Cause I was gonna say M&Ms, but I'm gonna forget, and when I win, you're gonna be like, well, you didn't win because you didn't say M&M.
All right. So
Okay.
so let me make sure I have this right. I'm gonna have my hands behind my back.
We're
gonna have.
You're not doing it by
Okay,
yourself.
you're right. You're absolutely right. Let me make sure I have this right. We're gonna have our hands behind our back.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and move that pillow out the way.
Oh.
Okay. We're gonna have our hands behind our back.
Uh-huh.
right? And who's saying? Is it ready, set, go? Is it 3, 2, 1? 3, 2, 1.
We're both gonna say it at the same time.
Okay. Okay.
Ready, set, go,
Okay.
and then we'll start.
And we're just gonna lean down, right? And we're gonna start eating.
Okay, but do not try this at home. Right now, we're going to
We
pray
can't wake
that
up
we
our
don't.
son.
Right now, we're gonna pray that we don't do this stupid challenge and somebody choke. You know.
Somebody jokes on Eminem.
Yeah. And
All right.
okay, we pray that we.
2025 couple goals. 2025 couple goals challenge. Here it is right here. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna win, bro. I'm gonna win. This is for the boys, bro. I'm taking this home.
Okay.
All right, you ready? It's ready, set, go, right?
Okay, we're gonna say.
All right, come on. We is everybody in the chat? Where's the chat at? Y'all ready to see this? What's up, chat? Like, talk to me. Talk to me, chat. Like, what's up? Are we ready to see this 2025 couple goals challenge right here? IRL Eminem challenge. It's going down. Me versus you. 2025 couple goals challenge. Me versus you. Come on now, viral. This is viral right here. Come on, chat. Where you at, chat? This is viral.
Ready?
Where you at? Where you at, chat? I'm not nervous. I'm about to win. Come on. Who y'all think will win? Come on. Come on. Uh-huh.
We're gonna say ready, set, go.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
My hair. My nose is dripping. Wait. I can't do it. Jalen, my nose is dripping. Jalen, you can't pick up the plate. 50
That's for me, M&M's. Yeah. Uh-oh. That's for me, M&M's. What y'all think? Wait, let's count. I won't eat any. I won't eat any. Okay. I don't know, man. Like, okay, we gotta be a little quiet because, the baby. Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna count them. I'm gonna wait till she come back. Oh, we got the baby. 2025. We got the baby. Come on now. Come on, baby. How you doing, son? Okay, so let's count these M&Ms. Let's see who won. You all right? You done? Is that it? You good? I need some water. That was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be able to finish 50 M&Ms. With my hands behind my back.
I didn't even see you. Your hood was covering the whole thing.
No.
I cheated. I tried to cheat. I cheated a little bit. I was bumping your head like this.
I couldn't even.
Bro, Loki wanted to stop.
I'm not gonna lie. Oh, man, I gotta catch my breath. That was like pretty tough to be honest. 50 M&Ms, not even the minis.
I didn't even put a dent in it.
Nah, you didn't eat none. You didn't eat none of these.
Okay, well let's count.
Okay, let's count how much you got. You gonna count all of those.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42 4, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I ate 10.
You ate 10 M&Ms. Put your hands behind your back. You can eat 10 M&Ms. Let's see how many I ate. I'm gonna put them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I had 21. I ate 21. I ate 21 M&Ms, and you ate how many? 10. I beat you by a landslide. Yeah, so the next challenge, I'm going to beat you again by a landslide. And the next one, and the next one. If you guys don't know, chat, I'm a little bit more competitive. I'm a little bit competitive. And I don't hold back. That doesn't count. Why? Why you better?
You can only make 3. But you can eat more M&Ms.
I can. I can.
I just look up and you're slurping your plate.
Where's my phone? I'm like trying to look for things. Sorry, there. Oh. All right, Chad. What challenge y'all want to see next going into 2025? What y'all thinking? We could put the boys basketball hoop in here, and we could see whoever makes as many shots in a row on live. We could definitely do that. We could definitely. Behind us. Okay. Okay. And whoever makes it first, the most. We definitely do have other ones that we have to do. Come on, we get to 50 subs. We're going to get to 50 subs. We'll start streaming every single day, and we'll start doing a new challenge every single day. Help us get to 50 subs. Send $1. 2025. Help a family of 5. 2025, feed a family of 5. Send $1. You betcha. Here on Married with Kid podcast. It's a love story. Talk to me, baby. She over there holding the baby. For y'all just now joining, she's over there holding the baby. Talk to me, baby. Like, I remember those young kids back in the day. It was around 2025. They went viral on Twitch. Yes, that beautiful couple. I remember them. I don't know. I'm just having fun with it. I feel like going into 2025, like Maybe I should hashtag this. Maybe I should tag this on Twitch. I'm thinking about it. Tagging hashtag awkward. You know, I feel like sometimes I'm a little awkward. Sometimes I feel like I should be like a tag. Like I feel like I should tag awkward. I feel like sometimes I could be like a little awkward, funny, just like. But you know what? Just like who cares, bruh? Just be yourself. You know, just be you. You know, and then you know in 2096 there'll be that old lady that's. I remember when 2025 back in the day, that guy said just be yourself, and it motivated me ever since 2025. Oil up and twerk for $100. Somebody just said oil up and twerk for $100. You want me to oil up and twerk for $100? Hey, look, listen, the real curved wall 7944. Listen, you want me to oil up and twerk for $100? Listen, I got my wife and my son in the room. You try to ruin the man's reputation. Want me to oil up and twerk for $100? Let me take my hoodie off. Did he? Is that you? Is the real curved wall 7944? Is that you? Did it behind bars? Did it behind bars on here? I just trying to get it how I can. I be getting it off Twitch. I be getting. Did he be like? I be getting it off Twitch. I be like telling him, hey, look, you oil up and you twerk for me. I send you $100. Hey, the real curve wall 7944. I appreciate you for tapping in. Hey, hit that up, baby. Hey, listen, I got my. We appreciate you for being here. However, I think there's uh, how about $10,000? The real curved wall 7944 want me to oil up and twerk for $100. If he sends me $10,000 right now, I'll take my hoodie off. I'll take my sweats off and I'll oil up my body and twerk. He's a sellout. He's a sellout. He finna sell out. He'll do it for only 10,000. You got people out there be like, he a sellout. He only did it for 10. I would have asked for 100. So you're still selling now? Alright, you got my baby screaming. I ain't finna twerk. I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. The real curved wall. I'm sorry. $100. I can't do it for you, Diddy. Can't oil. He said oil. That was hilarious. You made my night with that. You made my night with that. We have $100. Do I see 1,000? 1,000 going once. Do I see $1,000 in the chat? $1,000 in the chat, and I will oil the highest bidder. I will oil my body up to the highest bidder. Starting bids are at 10,000. Starting bids are at 10. I will privately oil my body up to the highest bidder. Okay, I'm done. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We got to calm it down. Y'all got me too hyped. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me too hyped. Like I was saying earlier, you know, just be yourself. I'm taking 2025. Be yourself. You know? You leave? Okay, I'll be quiet. I promise. You can put him to sleep in here. I promise. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. Come on, please. Don't leave. Don't leave. 2025. Be yourself. Be yourself. Come on, help me with it. All right, what is it? Okay. I'm sorry. No, school. No, you good. Just be yourself. 2025. Uh, even if I talk low. Even if I talk low. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay. I got you. I got you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just be yourself 2025. You know, and that's what I was saying earlier. I really wanted to get this point across. Out of all seriousness, chat. Out of all seriousness, I know we joke around, we messing around. That was hey, shout out the real curved wall again, 7944. Hey, shout out again, bro. That was hilarious. Listen, we joke around, we mess around, but like out of all seriousness, sometimes like starting off this podcast, like starting off this stream, like this is the third, fourth time I'm ever streaming. Like, and I'm just like, let's just go with it. You know, I'm a little nervous. Like, you know, you get a little like anxiety, like pressure. You know, we got the whole setup going. You know, we got 3 kids, so you know, it's just a little tough sometimes. Might as well eat some of these M&Ms. You know, so walking in to 2025, I'm letting go of all awkwardness. Just like being myself. Like it's okay if you're a little bit awkward. It's okay if like, oh, that's a little bit like corny, whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just let all this shit go, bro. Be yourself, bro. Who cares what other people think, bro? Just be you. 2025, just be you. It doesn't matter what other people say. 2025, just be you. Seriously, chat. Like that's just what it is. Who cares about the politics, the religion, the demographics, what you play, what game you're good at, you know, what sport you're good at, what video game you're good at. Oh, you know, you're funny, you're better at this, you're better at that, bro. Let all that shit go, bro. And the reason why I'm like even like stuttering over my speech right now, I really trying to like hold back on how I'm talking. Like I sound real hesitant right now. It's because like, bro, you're casting out just like a lot of negative energy that's been like holding on to you the past like however many years, bro, and going into 2025, you're letting it all go. Just be you, 2025. Oh, bro. I don't even know where my phone is at, bro. Crazy work right behind me. 2025, just be you, bro. Last Sunday of the year. Last Sunday of the year. 2025, just be you, bro. You know, it's okay to be a little awkward, bro. It's okay to just like, you know, you've had some letdowns, you've had some setbacks, you've had a lot of missed shots, you've had some opportunities that were given to you that you just dropped the ball on. You know, you were not as dedicated as you should have been in 2024, but you're letting all that go. Like, you can't just hold on to the negative energy You can't hold on to that negative headspace. You gotta just take a deep breath, relax, let it all out. And that's what my wife tells me best. You know, you hear it from people, but then actually trying to follow through with it is one of the most difficult things. It's like, yeah, like we have goals. Like, you have goals, you know, I have goals, but there's so many obstacles in front of those goals. But in 2025, we're just hurtling over all obstacles. Like, you're just breaking down all barriers. You're not letting up. You're letting go and not letting up. Not letting up and letting go. That's all of 2025. Foot on the gas, no brakes, just foot on the gas, letting go and not letting up. You know, and it's, yeah, it's difficult. Of course it's difficult. But I mean, you just gotta push through it. You just gotta push through it. You gotta push through all the trauma, the who said this, when they said that, why they said it. It's the last Sunday of the year. Let that go. Move on. You know, stop overthinking. You can sit there and you'll be doing a task and you'll be overthinking it. Let that go. It's 2025. Speak things into existence. I know y'all hear me chat. Like, I'm not just talking to myself. Like, this is this is real. Like, I know y'all hear me. Like, it's moving on. Yes, of course, there's a small niche of people that are trying to push this message of love and positivity. But it's time to make that small niche the overall mass. Like, we need to allow people to be themselves while also not holding back ourselves. You get what I'm saying? Like, we have to allow people to be themselves while not holding ourselves back when being ourselves. And that's all 2025. And that's why, like, yeah, like, I feel like it's like hashtag awkward. Like, yeah, like, there's times where, like, I'm like hella awkward or just like, but also relentless and unforgiving, you know? So it's just like this blend of like anxiety with like relentless and unforgiving. And it's just a constant battle of like, I'm scared to do this, but I'm determined to get it done. And that's just the complete overall headspace of trying to get to the next level or like trying to accomplish something that you are not familiar with, like, you know, uncharted waters. That's a space that is the most fulfilling to play in. However, it is also a dangerous space because it can lead you to calamity, or it could lead you into depression or thinking that, oh, you're not good enough when you're good enough. The reason why you're in the headspace of, yes, I want to be better, I'm going to travel these uncharted waters because I want to be better in 2025. The reason why it is like that, the reason why you feel calamity and depression is because you want to be better. You're like constantly sitting there thinking, I need to do this, I should get this done. Just do it. You're holding back. Don't stop. Just go. Who cares what people think? And yeah, like, you're gonna look back once you've made it and you're successful. You've made it and you're successful, and you're gonna look back in 2025. You're gonna make it. You're gonna follow through with your plans, and you're gonna gain this success, like a good success. Not exactly where you want to be because we don't want to be content, but you're gonna gain this success in 2025, and you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be so glad that you just kept going through these uncharted waters, even though you felt like, dang, this is kind of, you know, scary, or I have a lot of anxiety, or how do I even look right now? You still traveled through these uncharted waters and gained your success. That's what I'm on right now in 2025. I'm just speaking it, manifesting. This is real though. Sky's the limit at this point. You know, there's a lot of stages of my life that I'm trying to get past. Just hashtag it. I should just hashtag awkward. But I'm not gonna do that because my wife's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" It's supposed to be 2025 couple goals, and she ain't nowhere to be found. She gotta put to sleep the baby though. That's why. Last Sunday of the year. Okay. those chips and salsa does sound delicious. I'm not even gonna lie. I was trying to clip on Twitch. I was trying to clip what we have, what we did, our Eminem challenge. I was trying to go back and watch it.
What happened?
We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll make them have to go to the edit recording. We'll play it back and we'll do a reaction to it next time. What were you saying? I turned off. I know. I turned off the. I kind of just like this shot right here. I kind of just turned it off. You wanted to switch? Maybe you could switch back and forth just from. I feel like this shot is still needs some work, you know, because the shadows. So maybe just put this one and watch. I'm gonna put this shot. Hey, yeah, where are you going? So, 2 and what? Huh? Oh, there. That's right there. It's okay though.
Crazy.
Okay.
Fun.
That was funny. Alright. Baby's asleep. Okay, I'll be back. Good?
Let's see if they can even hear me. Look at me messing stuff up. Okay. So we left off
Uh-huh.
in our story where got married.
Okay.
Found out we were having a boy. Had the boy. 2 years go by. Of a lot of family time.
Okay. Yeah. I'm listening. Listen, I was just making sure, you know, you're vocal, right?
Going back down to my memory of how like the first 2 years was.
Okay.
How the first 2 years were. Goodness.
It's alright. It's been a long night. I mean, to be fair, it is 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Let's see.
We had 3 kids.
And I just did an Eminem challenge, and
And
I
you
was
just did
not
Eminem
thinking about our
challenge.
story at all
Our
during
son
this.
woke up in the middle of this. We put him back to sleep. I put that in the comment.
There was an offer for Oil Up and Twerk.
There was an offer
for $100.
Yep, Twerk for $100.
Let's see. So I'm trying to just go back to that time. The last thing was that we got married. So we were married with our first kid. And then we shared like us moving in with our parents.
Oh, okay, moving in with my parents. Yeah, right after Zafai was born.
And we were there for about a year and a half.
Yes, I do remember that.
Or a year, I think,
it was about a
because
year.
he turned 2 at the new place we were living at. So we had moved out.
Moved to downtown LA.
We moved from the Inland Empire to downtown LA, like right there on 6th Street.
I remember that.
So let's talk
That was a
about
wild
that just a
time.
little bit.
Yeah,
How it was, like how it was there.
how was your
Can
experience?
you angle it down just a little bit?
This one?
Yeah.
I'm not even using it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna use
It
it.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't really like the angle of it,
Okay, that's fine.
so not gonna use it.
Alright, so what were you saying?
How was your experience living in downtown LA?
I think in the beginning it was really good to experience, me and you just like on our own.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's why I really feel like I got to know you in ways that I didn't know you before.
Because we were living together without, like, even my parents. Like, it was just
Yeah,
us.
yeah. I remember us spending a lot of time going out and going to the studio, and my family. We had a village, so they were always there when any time that me and you wanted like our own time.
Yes, absolutely. It does,
So we
and it
even went
takes
on
a village.
we even went on trips and stuff. Like they would
Yep.
take Sovaya, my mom and my grandma,
Hmm.
my auntie would take Sovaya for a couple of days and be like, yeah, just enjoy yourselves.
I remember that. I
We went to
remember
like
that.
Vegas
I mean,
for
that
like
was a
an
blessing.
anniversary.
Yeah, and that was a blessing to be able to have that village. I like how you said that. You know,
Mhm.
to hey, can you watch our son? So yeah, that is
Yeah.
is that something you miss a little bit now being out here in Texas?
Um, no, I think at that time it was like, cause we were young. Like I had,
Yeah,
I was 20, so I wasn't even 21 yet when he was born. So I
absolutely.
didn't even experience like going out getting a drink because I wasn't old enough.
That's true.
I was like, I was a child.
That's true.
So it was like I turned 21. We went to
Hmm.
Vegas with your parents,
I do remember
and I used my ID for the first time. Oh,
that.
it was lit. I was like, ooh, I'm grown.
You felt on top of
you
the
know
world.
so it was that we spent a lot of time like going, like we would celebrate our anniversary like every month.
Yes, we would. We would do month verse. How would you
Month
say
anniversaries,
month anniversaries?
like women do celebrate,
Yep, month
every month.
anniversaries every month.
Happy 272nd month. That was me. Huh.
That what definitely was you. Happy 272nd month. Like, oh shit. You go every single month. Uh-huh.
That's funny.
I just started bringing home flowers on random days. He's like, oh, thank you. You didn't know it was month anniversary day. Like, oh shit, it was month anniversary day. Yeah, you happy month anniversary.
What else did we do? We celebrated all the time.
Hmm.
um so living at that apartment, um we were probably fighting the most,
Yeah, we were.
arguing.
We were.
Um, uh, I guess I'll give my perspective, and then you can give your perspective,
Okay.
of how I feel like it went, and you do the same.
Okay, I'll give my perspective. Okay, on how I went living
Like
in
touch
LA.
on me and you.
Okay.
You know, I'm gonna
Okay.
speak and say one thing about myself first. I do remember like um being married, juggling like being married young,
Mhm.
having a baby young, and living on your own all at the same time
Mhm.
was just a big ass reality check, like a big ass like slap in the face, like wake up,
Yeah,
like grow up. It's
absolutely.
time to grow up. Like that's really what it was, and I think at that time I was very driven to preserve what I had
Okay.
and my ideas of what I feel like a family should look like. So I think I just at that time I remember, a big reason why we didn't get along was because of that. Um,
Not seeing eye to eye on
Certain things,
certain things.
like what time Sophia should eat. I was very big on like he needs to eat. It's 3 o'clock, you know,
Yeah.
and it being 4 o'clock, and you're like, well, I can feed him now, and I'm like, no, it's too late to feed him now,
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. That was just at the time it was like so big, like it was such a big deal.
Yeah.
Um, and of course things are different now, but just thinking back, um, I remember us arguing a lot about, just wanting different things. Um, like, I don't know. We've always done family things, but when we were living there, it was more like,
There was never on the time that you wanted it to be.
yeah, it was more like I was ready to like settle down and like stay there and stay. I was very content with where we
Yeah.
were. Because I felt like we've grown already, and that was like it. Like you know how we are now.
Mhm.
It felt like that to me back then. Like I didn't want anything more. You know,
So
like it was like I have
the
my
way you feel now is how you felt then, is what you're saying.
as in the level of contentment of like where
How you felt about the
I'm like
relationship?
I have my husband, I have my baby. We're in a place together. Like everything is good. Like I feel blessed.
Yeah.
I don't want anything more, and anything that is not that is like, what the fuck. I think that's where I think a lot of the arguments started because you didn't. Now you can speak, but
No, no, go ahead. This is
you
good.
didn't feel that way. Because
It's,
you were on your like grind mode,
I
like
didn't feel which way.
uh that we could sit and be um that we could stay where we were. Like, there was a um you had motivation to like still chase after your dream when
Mhm.
like, in our other video I talked about how like I kind of let that go. And I wasn't really too much worried about like, doing anything outside of like family and like what's right here.
Mhm. Mhm. Which is understandable. That's how you pursued um adulting. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that was your way of like, okay, we had a baby. All right, now I'm just thinking this is what I need to do for the family. And I was like, okay, we had a baby, and then I'm thinking this is what we have to do for the family. And some of those things that we thought we needed to do did not align. And that's where the communication needed to come in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was tough because I'm thinking, all right, because we had a baby, I need to always be finding a way to get some sort of money or I have to be doing something productive, which then didn't align all the time when we wanted to do like family things. It's not like we didn't do family things or like I missed out on them. It was more or less of they just didn't happen on your time. It probably happened like the next day or the next week. No,
Yeah.
which uh it's that's not like an excuse. I'm not excusing it. Like it's not saying, oh well, at least it happened. It's just I never had any balance of yes, there's a time to work, and then there's also a time to enjoy your blessings. And
Yeah.
that is something I did not do for a long time, and I'm starting to realize that now.
Yeah, I think first of all, I was pissed. Every single day. It's just I was tripping every single day, and when I didn't understand like the obsession
Yeah.
because I didn't feel that way, but we both did music, and at that time we were going to the studio and also having Zovaya um be with my family while we both chased the dream.
Yeah.
One for one, but I my balance was that cut it off after a certain time, and you were Mr. Extension Cord. You like to extend hours and extend like days and push for like shooting for the stars, like when I was just trying to chill. And uh yeah, I think that's what escalated like us ending up like separating, because and we'll get into it like how like the order of that, but I feel like that's what made it escalate, because I'm over here like expecting that you feel the same, but it wasn't that way, and things just started to spiral. Like I know you remember that you would um like go to the studio, and we were just arguing over like, why do you have to go to the studio and leave me here with Zoe? I just didn't think it was fair.
Mm-hmm.
2024 me still didn't think it was fair. 2020 me
Mm-hmm.
didn't think it was fair. But I don't know. For you,
I'm listening.
like that's not the case now. Like we don't, we've grown from like that point in our lives. So, like that isn't the case now.
Yeah.
We're like together all the time. But it was something that I don't know if you grew from because you felt like you needed to, or that's what you truly wanted. Outside of me wanting that, you grew to like want that for yourself, was to create a balance and find a balance.
Yeah, I mean, to touch on what you said at first about no longer chasing that dream, like you mentioned, like going to the studio and you know, yeah, chasing that dream, going to the studio or trying to be an artist or trying to work on films, just trying to be just doing that. Um, I had to realize that it's going to happen when it happens, and I can't necessarily force the time or think if I just go, 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 I have to do it, I have to do it right now, I have to do it right now, that it's going to happen right now. Manifesting right now doesn't necessarily mean this second, but right now can happen in this moment. And that's what I'm starting to realize more, uh, growing older, because I still continuously go through that. Like, I want this success. I want this to take off now, and it doesn't really happen the way I want it to. Um, or right when I want it to, it doesn't happen, and that is why I started to pursue more of like going to the studio or I need to be here at this show in order to do this. I pursued that more because I thought I had to do that, and I didn't. What I needed to do was put my family in a position for us to grow, like handle priorities first. Like almost in a sense, okay, I know we want to shoot today or record today. I want to do something that's extracurricular, but something productive would be like, let me get my laundry done, or like,
You're talking about like what you do now.
yeah, exactly.
You're the way you think
The
now.
way I think now, exactly, compared to how it was before. Like you said, like I was focused on the wrong things, and I didn't have my priorities aligned in these past years. But now going, moving forward, like yeah, I think it was really, 2020 this year, 2024, and now moving forward into 2025, really eye-opening years of uh like gradually from living in LA and all the way through, like that those 6, 7 years, of course, I've grown, but the real eye-opening years have been this past year moving forward because I'm able to see more of my priorities. Oh, we got a hello, J's. What's up? How you
Hi.
doing?
Yeah, no, I know for me at that time, I felt like I was just I was playing my role the best I could with what I was given, and um in my mind at the time, I felt like it was your fault, and what I feel like was my fault was that I one, we were young and we were both growing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think what made it so like such like
Sorry, I don't mean to
yeah,
cut
I
you
know.
off.
I read it
Damn,
too.
you guys got multiple cameras. Yeah, we got multiple cameras here. We also have like a little third one here set up, but I haven't even turned that one on.
Um, yeah, there's
Continue. Sorry.
me at the time
Yes.
felt like the point of like pointing the finger at you felt the most like validated to me, right? But where I was wrong and what kind of drove things where um, the direction that it went in was how frustrated I was that you were being excessive, and to me, like, just both of us, we weren't aligned, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the time. And it took a lot for me to not be like super, super like all in your ear about you should be doing this and why are you not doing this and like just I know it was just a very like I was
It's
very
understandable
like I
though.
was very like compulsive, and I just I've had so many talks like with your mom, like during that time I was talking to your mom a lot, and she's like, if you want something from him, and you know trying to get it out of him is not gonna get it out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I felt like that's what you needed, was like for me to force it out of you and like be like it needs to be like this. But it just it kind of showed us like a different perspective of um like what the relationship like was versus what we
Mm-hmm.
wanted it to be,
Mm-hmm.
and it just wasn't that at that time, you know speaking for both of us, but I mean because we both mutually were like, okay, like just I was tired of you, you were tired of me, and we every single argument ended up being like, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, that definitely was every single argument. Um, I mean, if we're looking on like the if we go back, right? If we want to be positive about it, if I were to say my side and I'll be a little bit positive about it, right? One positive thing I would say, not to say that what you said was negative,
Mhm.
right? But one positive thing that I would say about it is that I could look back and say that I'm glad we went through that challenging time then because
Mhm.
of how strong it made us now. Like going through that season that we went through now, that would just be difficult, especially with 3 kids now. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't
Mhm.
make sense. You know,
Yeah.
our lives didn't end up that way. So for it to happen then, and for us to reconcile and sit next to each other now, it goes to show how much we've both grown.
They talking about
I
you.
see it too. What?
How old are you both?
Oh,
I'm turning. Our birthdays are actually coming up.
yeah, our birthdays are coming up.
Um,
Bro faded it
we're
too.
both born. We're both born in January. Um,
The huh?
January 9. I'll be turning 27, and
January 24th, I'll be turning 29.
but we're talking about a time that I was 20, 20, 22.
He said, "Yo, I'm born on 9 too. What the fuck?" Oh,
Wow.
shout Shout out. Okay, January babies. Alright, yeah, January 9th. That's crazy. Hey, shout out to you, man.
I mean, they didn't say like if it was
Except I'm turning.
January.
He said,
Was
yo,
it
I'm born on
January?
the 9th too. What the fuck? Yeah, January 9th. Why would
January 9th or
Are
just
you born
the
on?
9th of any month?
Yeah, it's January 9th,
Like,
right? Yeah, January 9th.
oh
Yeah, we
wow,
talking about
that is
January.
wild.
Yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
said turn 21.
Twins.
Yeah.
We're twins. Twins, but I'm a 6 year older. 6 years older.
This is.
I'm the older twin.
This is.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, happy birthday. Turn up for 21. What's your plans? What are your, like, you're turning 21 January 9th. Like, yeah, what are your plans? Where are you from? Like, you don't got to give your location. You know, I'm sorry. That's a little personal. But, like, well, yeah, what are your plans? Come on. 21. You were just talking about that. We were in Vegas when you turned 21.
Yeah.
You know, you're so happy to use your ID. Okay, so where you at? I know we want to like trying to stay on topic too as well. Let us know if you ever come back. Let us know. I always say, how did you both celebrate your 21st birthdays? How did you celebrate your 21st birthday?
Um, I was in Vegas.
Oh yeah, Vegas.
We went to
Yeah.
Vegas with your parents.
We did go to Vegas.
And then you went to Vegas also, and we were together.
On my 21st birthday?
Yeah, and you claimed you didn't do anything fun, but we know that's a lie.
I don't remember going to Vegas with you on my 21st. We went to Vegas?
No, I wasn't there, is what I'm saying.
You didn't go to Vegas for my 21st
No, you went
birthday?
with your friends.
We were together then?
Yeah, because
I thought I wasn't with you yet when I was 21. 8 years. 7 years. Damn. Okay, so look, we're gonna stay on top of my bad, bro.
I'm getting mad all over again.
No, you're not gonna get mad. Yeah, so
yeah, because I have the
she
book
went
of
to
facts. I have a book of
I
facts.
just don't remember who I went with when I turned 21 when I went to Vegas.
You went with Ray, Andrew,
Okay, you don't got a name. Yeah.
Mark. You went with Christian. You went with.
Okay. Yeah, so we went to Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, maybe you should go to Vegas. I don't know where you from. You know, go anywhere. Go out of the country. You know what I'm saying? Go to Bali. Gig it in Dubai. You know.
But go to your local Chili's.
Or go to your local Chili's.
And show them your ID.
And get wasted
and say,
at your local. Yo, how does that camera switch with both of your hands not grabbing anything? You know, it's called. It's called magic, baby. Nah, if we're being serious, I'm using a Roland V160 cam switch. So I'm a video engineer by trade. I'm using a Roland V160 cam switch. So the cam switch, it has an auto setting, and I can set it for how long I want it on each camera for, and it'll just switch for me. And I can have it do quick cuts, or I can have it do fades. So right now we're doing 2 cameras. We have this main one that you see, and then this one's on about like 30 seconds, and then they'll switch over to her camera, which is about like 5 seconds. We have a third one, but I'm still working on like that angle and everything in that one, right? We kind of use it here and there. But yeah, does it have a timer? Yes, the timer. There is a switch timer.
Pretty much what they use on TV, you know.
Exactly what they use on live television. This switcher is built for live television, live streaming with a great audio switcher. Bro, so faded talking about fades.
That is so funny. I like you, whoever that is. That's funny. No, that's funny.
Yeah, that's Serby. Bro, so faded talking about fades. I really look that faded. I look faded. I'm posted. I appreciate you, Serby. Shout out, Serby. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Hopefully y'all sub, 2025.
That's like Inception when one who is faded is talking about fades.
Bro, yeah, faded talking about fades.
and who need one.
Serby faded too. And thank you for following.
And who need one.
I do need a fade. Hey, 2025, I'm gonna get a haircut. Send $1, I'll get a haircut.
I'm just kidding. Just
bro faded talking about. Bro need a fade. Bro faded need a fade talking about fade.
That is funny. On your ass on the live.
Hey, I appreciate y'all for some. That's what I'm talking about.
So where were we?
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's get back to it. Where were we? We were okay. That threw me off. This is alright. So.
So how was no? Let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah, you want my opinion?
how
We
did
got
it
these questions
feel?
too. We do got questions. You know what I'm saying? Hang tight. We do got these questions. 2025.
How did it
Couple
feel?
goals.
Because this, I'm not saying nothing that's on the cards yet.
All right, we're not saying.
How did it feel to be with me at the time? For what you remember, how I was at the time versus how I am now. Don't talk about how I am now.
Okay.
But talk about how it felt at the time. How I was to you at the time.
How you were to me at the time.
Yeah, like living together,
Okay.
all the arguing.
Okay.
Was it sweet? Was it not sweet? Remember when we went on our uh 4th year anniversary?
Yes.
Like
I
our
do remember.
2-year marriage anniversary.
I do remember.
4 years together. We went to dinner and we weren't even talking to each other. So like let's talk about like that, like how that felt.
Okay. So when we were living together during that time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When we were living together, living with you was, and we're being honest.
We're being honest.
Okay, so
I can't get mad at you for how you felt 6 years ago. I mean 4 years ago.
I felt okay.
Because we've already, you know,
Should I get this camera on?
got back together.
Okay, no, I'll just focus. This is tough. This is all right. So, if we're being honest, how it was living with you, it was difficult. Like because I feel like living with anyone for the first time may be a little bit tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people can disagree, but you're gonna have your moments of like you do things one way and another person does things another way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was for us
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of things when it came to like when things got done.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like I can be OCD.
Mm-hmm.
So like when laundry got done, when dishes got done, when cooking got done, like just like how you said you were with Savai at what time he ate, I was with that with what time certain things got
With
done.
other things.
Yes. And I think my biggest problem was I felt like, oh, because I'm making the money
Mm-hmm.
and I'm out here working, then you should be working just as hard at home because you don't have to work. And I was putting this pressure on you to
Mm-hmm.
be working at a level that I work at, not necessarily saying that I was working at a higher. It's not like a higher or lower level. It's just I shouldn't even use the word level. It's almost like you were working on a different like tier or like category or something. You get what I'm saying? Like almost like a different category. And I was in my head painting a picture of, well, you're not working at the level or the intensity that I'm doing it at, so you must not be taking this serious or performing as serious. She's nothing like how my mom used to get things done when I was a child. And I kept putting this pressure on you, not realizing that you had a completely different upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the type of things that you had to do growing up and how you were taught to do them was completely different than mine. Like how you did laundry, right? Like some people do laundry different ways. Seriously, some people wash dishes different ways. Like it's not to say that, and I don't want people to get like confused. This is not saying like, oh,
there's a wrong way to wash
or
dishes or
things were unclean and not clean. Like I'm not even saying that. Like I didn't have it clean or you didn't have it clean. It was just that like, oh, how come you put the cups on this top of the dishwasher and you put the plates down here? How come you don't put the bowls over here? Well, we did it this way. How come that? Well, that's why it's like this. Or how come you didn't separate your clothes when you put it? Like you get what I'm saying? And this is like this. Like we can go all day with now these little things, and now we're arguing about things that really don't even matter.
Yeah.
And it's detrimental to the relationship because now we're in a place of like I'm mad at you, you're mad at me, the baby's crying. We still haven't fixed the problem from yesterday of how we gonna pay this bill. You know what I'm saying? We still haven't fixed the problem of tomorrow of I don't know how I'm gonna get gas money so I can go to work tomorrow. So like there's all these other life stressors, and then now we're arguing over what people would say is spilled milk.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think at that, like I keep saying at that time, but at that time, in comparison to now, it's like there's things that stood out more uh than it does now, because compared to now, all those things were so like little,
Yeah.
like such a little deal compared to what's big to what's now.
Yes.
But at the time, like, and it aligns with the question,
Oh yeah.
what do you guys have frequent fights over, and how frequently does it occur? Tips on managing it. So back then, the fights were about what we're talking about right now, um, and it's fighting over spilled milk, fighting over what time we fed the baby, what time the baby went to sleep. Why are you not home at this time?
Yeah.
Why are you tripping? And it's fights that look like that, and not realizing that we were both kids trying to adjust to an adult life that we were not prepared for. Like no one's prepared for anything,
Absolutely.
right? And like
Absolutely.
to
That's
pull
good.
to try to pull yourself out of that when you don't know that you're also like a kid trying to navigate their way through life. Like, I only see that now because we're 4 years later, and I'm not even that old to be like, I remember way back when we were
Yeah.
20 living in downtown LA, that we were fighting so much, didn't know how to navigate our life. But like even a 4 year difference is such a drastic like change, or like realization that like
Yeah.
at the time, the things, it was because we were still learning and we didn't get that. Like at the time, we wanted things to be,
Right
you
away.
know, if we didn't understand why you were tripping, and like how to work things out, and how to like better situations when we were just trying to like comprehend it ourselves.
Absolutely. And I think that goes into also part of the question of how frequent did they occur. And I think that depends on us. How
Hmm.
frequent these arguments over this spilled milk occurs depends on us, right? It's not to say that you'll never argue.
Yeah.
Like there might be some debates or disagreements. That's just like human nature. Like
Hmm.
however, I am in control of. Do I really want to nitpick about this today?
Yeah.
I'm in control of, because I had a bad day at work or because the kids are irritating me right now. I'm gonna take it out on my wife. And sometimes these things happen unconsciously that we can't control, to where we unconsciously take it out or project. But we have to grow to a certain point to where we can no longer blame like our past or trauma
Misplaced
or
anger.
misplaced anger, like, and be like, oh well, like I'm projecting because of like work was hard today. And it's like, yeah, life is hard.
Yes.
So like, l- it's not to say like to be like, I'm not trying to be like,
Belittle.
yeah, I'm not trying to be little. I'm not trying to be, desensitized, anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but it's the truth. We
Yeah.
can't just sit in this, oh, sorry, woe me
Mhm.
situation.
Yeah, and I think it's easy for you to say that now, or for us to say that, because we grew out of it,
Yeah,
but at the time you don't realize it. You don't realize what you're going through until you're not going through it no more.
that's very true.
And so,
We can speak on this now because we've gone through that season.
and you saw the beginning to when it was finished, and like what it turns into, and really what was big and what wasn't, and how it got us to um every argument being, and how frequent, like for that time, was we were
Yes,
fighting every day,
yes,
like
we were. At that time, we were
every
fighting
day,
every single
and
day,
like shouting, like
top of
yelling,
our lungs, shouting every
in
single
a one
day.
bedroom apartment,
One
like in
bedroom,
front of our women.
630 square feet.
And it wasn't healthy, and I think that's what made me stop, like, and be accepting of like, okay, well, we might split over this, because growing up, I experienced that with my parents fighting a lot, and it's nothing against them. It's nothing against parents who do that, and who do it because it's not an easy
Yeah,
thing to to work your differences out.
Mhm.
when you have a kid, when you have a baby right
Yeah,
here.
when you have a kid, exactly.
You're not gonna have the baby. Can you step outside real quick?
Uh,
We're gonna talk about this real quick. Can you step outside? And
yeah.
you can't control a heated argument, like, and sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And when you can't, that's when you as a parent have to decide, okay, this is too much. And that's where I
Absolutely.
feel like I was okay with like us taking time away and separating and not knowing if we were ever going to get back together, because if it meant that I had to let go of whatever toxicity this is between me and you, and it's affecting my child now,
Mhm.
that it's not worth it, because you know I, or maybe many kids,
Yeah.
have shared the trauma of uh, their parents trying to work through things,
Yes.
and whether the parents stay together and they don't want to stay together, or they split up really early, or
Yeah.
they, just whatever the case may be, because everyone is different, every situation is different. But for me, I stepped back after being so, this should be this way, this, and trying to force you, like, okay, well, we can't, like we have to work on this,
Yes. Absolutely.
then I, you know God was clapping in my brain, like, you need to let this go, because if you don't, like, it's gonna turn into something ugly, and your your son's gonna hate you guys over this. So
Yeah.
somebody has to be like, okay, you guys need to just take time away, or it's just not gonna be good for
Yeah.
Zovaya.
And I think that goes into the last part of the question where it comes to tips on managing it and managing the anger that you would frequently have or that I would frequently have. And that time away was managing it. I
Mhm.
think it was like, it was petty. you know,
Mhm. It got
it
petty.
got
It was
petty.
always, yeah.
It got petty. It was disrespectful. I was, disrespectful in areas. I was petty in areas. Um, but I think the beautiful thing about it was that we both realized that we had to be the bigger person. And there's like a very slim chance that that happens in a lot of relationships, especially being that young. Like when
Mhm.
you're that young and you have a child and you split up, the chances of getting back together after, you know, so many arguments every
Mhm.
day and, already thinking about moving on or getting caught
Mhm.
talking to someone else already,
Mhm.
like at that point, the
Mhm.
chances of coming back are very slim. And the fact that we both put our differences aside and we're like,
Mhm.
okay, we're gonna work on the things that we know that like for instance, we're gonna work on the things that we know our partner is not fond with. So the things that you did not like, I worked on. The things
Mhm.
that I did not like about you, you worked on.
Mhm.
And that was the beauty of it. I'm trying to find the best way to say it, but like you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
That was that was managing it, taking time away and working on ourselves. Okay, you know what? If she's actually saying that I'm not coming home, I'm spending all this time in the studio, I feel like I need to get at this, get at that. We're arguing over spilled milk. Like, if there's things that I know that I can meet you halfway with, or like, okay, you know what? If she really feels this strongly about this, does it really hurt me to like not necessarily let that person win? I think we have to even take that away, the whole win and lose thing.
Mhm.
Like, it's more of, do I just keep this relationship going and keep us
Mhm.
happy? If you
Yeah.
feel really so strongly about that, then like, yeah,
Mhm.
like that person should be gifted that. And the person that's being gifted that shouldn't manipulate it and feel like, well, you're only gifting me that because you feel some type of way. But it's like, no, let's
Mhm.
just keep the relationship moving.
Yeah. I remember in the beginning, because a lot of things were said, and opinions were flying all over the place when it came down to, like, how our family felt about it,
Yeah.
and what was being said, and what they think we should do, what they were telling us to do. But,
Yeah.
like, I remember the very, very beginning when, like, things started to, like, spiral. I remember my mom telling me, like, I remember the phone call, like, she was like, "Oh," she was like, she's like, what is, I told her, I'm like, I'm like, we've been fighting like a lot. Like, I think we're just gonna like just split up. Like I'm like, I don't think we can do this anymore. Like I'm over it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this anymore. Like we probably we're talking about like getting a divorce, you know?
I'm listening.
And then she's like, why? She's like, why? She's like, she's like, you guys have it good. Like, you know, I watch Zovaya whenever, you know, you guys want to go and do something for yourselves, and like you you guys have it good. Like you guys have so many people around you, and like you guys don't have anything to worry about, and what are you guys fighting over? And she's like and directly toward you, she was like, she was like, Dalen's not gonna be perfect. Like, you know, you want everything to be perfect, but it's not gonna be perfect. She was like,
That's so true.
and Zovaya, like, he's not gonna be perfect, you know, and that's what I really wanted. Um, I was striving for like perfection, like at this, like, you know. Um, so uh, she was like, they're not gonna be perfect. Like, you have to, you know, step out of that. And she was like, you and Dalen are not in competition,
And
you
I
know.
I remember when you. That's the main
She kept
reason why I
telling
bring
me.
that. I will remember that always. Your mom saying that you and Dalen are not in competition.
She was like,
Because
just because like he has more like drive to do other things than, you know,
yeah.
and you feel like uh you guys aren't on the same page, or you
Yeah.
know. And she was like, you're doing other things that, you know, are helping, and
Yeah.
he's doing other things that are helping, and you guys just don't see it, you know.
And that's so true. We have the same drive, just in different directions. And you know what? This is good. We have the same drive in different directions, but with the same goal.
Yeah,
You know, and
for the
that
same kids,
for the
you know.
same kids, you know, like it's okay that our drive is in different directions because it's all for the same plan, it's all for the same purpose, and that is hard to realize unless you've kind of gone through that. Like, are we really gonna stay together?
Yeah, and it always felt like a personal attack when we didn't see eye to eye on something, because it was like, okay, well, you must not want to be here. Like that's
Yeah.
how I, you know, and that was so strong. Like that carried the relationship um into us. You know, there were fights, and then there were big fights, and then there were bigger fights where we would bring out the, well, let's get a divorce, like, you know.
Yes.
And
And we would throw that card right away. I think that was like my favorite card. Well,
yeah,
let's just split up. Let's get a divorce.
yeah,
Like, you know, I don't care.
yeah,
You know, if you
and
don't
it
want to do this, we
was
don't have to do this. Like, you know, and going to what you were saying earlier, I felt so strongly about that because my parents as well, they argued,
Mhm.
you know, and they slept in separate rooms. And it was like, well, if it's just going to be like that, I might as well just be single.
Yeah. I would pull that card, and you would pull the card every time something just wasn't working out,
Absolutely.
you know? And it was like it was like we were in competition,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, okay, well, I have the last word,
Yes.
and that's what it was. And, you know, it it was literally a war of like who can have the last word, who can make the better point. And um it was like there was so much love there that it was clouded by our own like desires almost, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
And trying to love a kid
Yes.
um at the same time,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? And put that same love that you have for each other into your own kid. And trying to navigate through that was like the hardest thing. And then so now we can talk about the next part
Okay.
where,
Put
you
it on
know,
me. What's the
we
next part?
we
Getting deep.
we're having these big fights,
2025 is getting
and
deep.
timeline. Zovaya's 2. He just turned 2.
Yes.
And then we lived there for like a year,
Okay.
and then we ended up doing the whole like we shouldn't do this anymore, trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out like, well, maybe I should go back with my mom and you
Yes.
can stay here and whatever.
Yes, we were doing that whole thing where I was saying you can stay here at the apartment and I'll go back with my mom or live with Nicole or whatever.
Or both of us
Or both
doing
of us.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, both of us going to live at mom's. Let's
cut the lease.
Let's cut the lease.
Yeah.
Let's separate right now.
And so we were doing that for like weeks.
Weeks
and
on
then,
end. And it finally happened.
And then I just remember, things got so petty because I was on birth control.
Okay, I'm listening.
After Zoe, I was on birth control. And he's 2 now, so I'm on birth control for 2 years. And birth control is being on birth control is hard. Because you're responsible for your own body and being responsible for being on time if you're on the pill, whatever the case may be. I was on the pill, and I remember just at that time like being so caught up in whatever was going on with us that I was like, oh, I ran out,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I ran out, and then and we're all adults here, so we go back and forth from like saying, like I want this, I don't want this, and being intimate, having sex and not having sex, and going back and forth with like, well, we're not together, so why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And so, mixed birth control in there, we ran out. I like stopped taking it because we ran out, and I was like trying to go get some more and go to my doctor's appointment, and then like there were just a couple of days that I missed it, and during that window, I got pregnant.
You did.
I felt sick.
You did, which is crazy because
with number 2.
Yeah, we were doing all that arguing and fighting, and like you said, we're all adults here, and by the time we were like, this is done, I'm done, we find out we're having another kid.
Yeah.
And that was God's way, in my mind, in my eyes, of saying you're not done.
Of saying like, hold on.
Hold on, you're not done.
Hold on.
And we still followed through with separating. We still followed through, even though you found out. We still followed through because we felt like we still needed that breath of fresh air. And some people may disagree and say, "Oh, why were you separating?" And again, I know it was petty, and whether it was petty or not petty of how we acted towards each other, I think it was still healthy that we separated, even though you were pregnant. Because we still I still saw the kids, like we still, you know what I'm saying, still sent money, like everything was still like financially there, me being there for the kids, like duties were still being done. It's just that us being in a relationship, we didn't need to be together.
Yeah. And slower, if we go slower telling the story, we're gonna touch on after
some steps.
No, you were just saying like, glad it happened, like we needed that.
Yeah.
But so we're still back at finding out.
Yes.
And then me moving out. Like like planning the whole like, okay, well,
you be trying to touch every little detail. All right, we can touch all the little details.
Yeah, like let's be real.
Right, we can be real. We can open up. Let's open up the book.
I'm like, it got bad. It got bad to where like I remember going to our appointment, and then even after our first appointment, we were like, okay, well, maybe we should just try this again. Yeah, it was so much back and forth of like, we're still together, we're not together, we are, but we aren't, and we're married on paper, so yes, we are.
I mean, if we're being honest, it was a lot.
And it was confusing.
It was a lot of back and forth, and the reason why there was a lot of back and forth was because one, I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted to be in a relationship with you, but at the same time, I didn't want to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
I
I scared you off.
It wasn't it wasn't necessarily like you scared me off. It was more or less of if this is what the relationship is going to be about, just arguing every day,
Mhm.
then why
I don't
even
want it.
yeah, why even be together? I could just do my job as a father
Mhm.
and take care of my kid without
Yeah.
having you in my life.
Yeah.
And that was not going to be the smartest decision if I had followed through with it. And I'm glad I didn't. However, at the time, yeah, I didn't want you.
Mhm.
And that was eye opening for me because what I have learned, and some people who have gotten into will make this like curveball. Some people get divorces or they split up and they get into other relationships, and it's a better relationship, and they're still cool with their exes or they're able to find someone else that's better for them. Me leaving you, the grass, at least for my opinion, in my opinion, the grass is never greener on my side, and I feel like on anybody else's side when it comes to having to work with somebody. Because regardless, you're still going to have to work.
It just depends with who.
Just depends with who. Like it's always going to be something that you feel like you don't like or doesn't add up with your agenda. There's going to be something to nitpick at. There's always that honeymoon stage, and then there's that point in time to where you move in together and you're like, oh, this is how this person really is. Like, dang, this person's always nagging, or like, how come they always have an opinion about something? You can spend, 10 hours, 12 hours a day together dating for, months on end, years on end, and then when you finally move in together and that 10 hours a day turned into a 24-hour, day, 7 days a week,
Mhm.
now you're looking at that person like, I don't even know if I want to be with you anymore. And that's exactly
Mhm.
how I felt about you.
Yeah. For you, I was just over you because I felt like I deserved more, or like to me, I was like, well, this isn't the Dalen that pulled up on me the first time. It's definitely not the first.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the day, like the first impression was just it was like I was losing it.
Yeah.
Like it was lost for me, and I was like, this isn't it, And I like that never changed. That I loved you. Um, so it wasn't that I was like, oh, I'm losing feelings. It was more like regardless of how strongly I feel for you,
Yeah.
and regardless of the fact that we share a a boy
Yeah.
together, like it doesn't even matter right now. Like that
Mhm.
doesn't matter to me right now because like I feel like you have me fucked up in so many places. You have me fucked up in so many places to where I was like, okay, like if this is the end for us, I'm glad that it got this far,
Yeah.
and if this is what God wants for us right now, that's fine with me because I want it to work out for Zovaya, whatever that looks like.
Absolutely.
So now I'm just thinking like ahead where I'm like, okay, well, if we don't get along, then eventually
Mhm.
we're going to have to get along anyway, no matter what that looks like, whether we're together or not, whether we get a divorce or not. We're going to have to come to terms
Mhm.
and put our differences aside because we have a child that it don't got nothing to do with him, and it whatever that and that's not what I wanted to just, I didn't want to just take all that weight and place it on Zavaya and be like, here, you have two parents who don't know how to get themselves together, you know?
Yeah.
And it that's what it came down to. And then so, I ended up moving out.
Yes.
I remember, the day like we cut the lease and you got the papers from the leasing office and you were like, here, like we're gonna sign this. And after that, I was like, damn, this is really happening,
Yeah.
and it was sad.
Signing the lease was like one step closer to signing the divorce papers.
Yeah, and
Like, cutting that
we
lease.
signed the papers saying that we were gonna cut the lease because, um, I don't know, I don't remember, but we,
We just wanted to get out right away. Like we didn't want to be together.
I was thinking of what we told them was the reason, but
Oh, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe I don't know. Couldn't afford it anymore. Whatever.
I
Made up
don't know.
something. Couldn't do it anymore. When just made up something to get out the lease, and they still charged us for that.
Yeah.
But that's how bad it was, though, is that we didn't even care.
Yeah.
We just wanted to cut ties right then and there.
Yeah.
And it was, again, like a smart decision. I think it was one of the smartest decisions that we made. But yeah, I didn't want anything to do with you at that time, and you didn't want anything to do with me. And putting all that pressure on Zovai, if he would have grew up in that, of us just constantly arguing, like if we never would have split up and we would have just tried to stay together through that,
It might not have worked out.
I think it would have just continued to get worse, you know? Like
Yeah.
we weren't violent people.
Yeah.
You know, but like the yelling, yeah, the screaming, the arguing in front of the kids, like that was just going to become a toxic environment to where either the kids would just grow up to hate us, or the the just problems would just get worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to talk about like what was like?
I have to go pee really bad.
Okay.
Can I go pee really quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
4 a.m.
It is 4 a.m. and you got me sitting here doing a live. I'm just kidding. 4 a.m. Crazy. Hmm. I'm so. I'm not tired. I'm not sleepy. I'm just so like. Um. I'm so like. I don't know what to. I don't know what to. I'm like lazy. Like lazy right now. Like I'm just. I don't even want to get up from my seat if I have to. Okay. Glad you're back.
I'm back.
You know
What
how
I
long you
missed when I
took?
missed chat.
You know how long you
I
took?
take?
A
When I
minute.
missed chat.
Took a minute.
Mhm. Let's see. Should I get this camera back online?
No, just leave it off.
Okay. We're just gonna leave it off. You know, on and on. We're just gonna leave it off. All right. So where we left off?
Okay, so let's get deep here because after this
Okay.
video, I think we're not gonna really dig up too much of the past
Okay.
because I don't want to get mad all over again, and now we can have new arguments because it'll never end for me. But let's touch on stuff and disclaimer.
All right.
I'm not gonna try to say things that are gonna make you mad, and please don't do it to me.
Okay. Was I saying
We're gonna
something that
dig.
was
No,
making you
no,
mad?
you're not. I'm just
So
saying
you
what we're
want to
talking about
you want
next.
to dig deep and you want to be
What we're
honest,
talking about next.
but you don't want to say anything that's gonna make each other mad.
No.
Chat, help me out here.
Yeah,
How
you
are
can.
we gonna
You
dig
can.
deep
You
and
can be
be
honest without making each other mad.
without making each other? Yeah. So like, don't say certain trigger words. Okay.
Please don't say trigger words. Don't say names. We're not dropping no names. Okay.
Trust me. Name.
We're just gonna talk about how we felt and what happened, and be real with the humans on this earth who know, like
Okay.
shit happens. So we're gonna talk about this because it's part of our story of how we got here in this beautiful city in Texas.
Yep.
Okay. So the question is.
Oh, there's these questions in front of
No,
you.
no.
Oh.
We're not on the cards yet.
Okay.
Excuse me. Okay. So we are pregnant. We found out we were pregnant.
Okay.
And we're at this point our family knows like we're not really together, but like we're about to have another baby. And so like at that time it was just everything was just awkward,
Yes, I remember.
right?
Okay.
And let's talk about what had me leave the apartment
Okay.
and some of the things that we talked about. Like,
What made you leave the apartment? That's what you
yeah.
want me to talk about?
Yeah, we were like, you know, like you said, we were going back and forth from like, do we want this? Do we not want this?
Okay, yeah, we were going back and forth from do we want this or do we not want this? And
We, uh,
I'm just trying to figure out what's going to make you mad. So I don't say
no, I'm
it.
setting up like the sequence. You know the sequence. You know what
Nigga
comes
gonna be
next.
put in the doghouse for something he talked about he done did 7 years ago. Put his ass in the doghouse for bringing up something 7 years ago. How dare he say that? All right.
Oh, but we don't have to do.
No. This is good. Okay, so
This is
where was I? What was the question? Like, give me the question just a little bit more like straight. Like
the
be
two
blunt.
things for me that made me like want to leave you was like me feeling like you weren't really serious about me all at the same
Okay.
time of like what we would argue about in the house. And then two, like you being at the studio. So like being excessive with you doing you and me
Okay,
not
so
wanting that.
that's why I felt like I didn't want to be with you because you weren't letting me do things that I wanted to do that I didn't feel like was hurting our relationship. Like, how could we sit on this couch and just watch Netflix or chill here, be right here, if we can be out making money or like chasing our dreams? Yeah, we have one kid, but why are we like just sitting up, laid up, letting time go by, not going after it? And just being like content. Like I understand we have a blessing, like we have a family, we're here in this apartment, but why let time just pass us by? We should be like really going after the dream right now. Like we should be heavy in the studio. We should be heavy in the creativity. We should be heavy in our business ventures, especially because we have a kid. And you were it was just different. Like you were more like, how can I get this household together? How can I get
Yes.
like Zovaya needs to eat here. Like, how can I train him? How can I teach him? How can I school him? You know, because we even trying to work in like homeschooling at that time. So I get that part. I just think that you were just a little bit too nagging when it came to, oh, why are you at the studio, or why are you going to this event, or why are you going to this place? But I understand why you were at that time because the hours were excessive. Like there was no schedule to it.
Yeah. And it led you to want to
Well,
look for anything that wasn't me.
yeah,
To chase anything that wasn't me.
absolutely.
And
It,
it led you to um
even like pursuing other people.
yeah, or for you wanting to, look for what you feel like I wasn't giving you in someone else.
Yeah, because it was like if I'm out making the money and I am doing everything to provide for this family physically,
Mm.
why are you pressing me about where I am and
Yeah.
who I'm with?
Yeah.
Just trust me. And
Yeah.
it was not healthy because now I'm just gone at any hour of the day, sometimes not
Yeah.
communicating where I am.
It was
And
shaky.
that is selfish because not only just have myself that I'm taking care of, but I have a family that's depending on me. You know, so it's like, yeah, you should know where I am. You know, there should be a time that I should at least come home. And growing up, that's everything I rebelled against.
Yeah. Um and I'm having to swallow this pill like and trying to teaching myself to accept that
Yeah.
while I'm pregnant. So
Yes.
that's what made it hard for me because I'm like, okay, well,
Yes.
like now does having a second child not mean anything and mean that we can't like try to double back and like try to make this work? So like that's another thing. And then for a long time, it took me a long time to accept that, as a man, maybe as a man, it's different because for you to want or hope that there's someone else out there who isn't what you're being given,
Yes.
that would make you feel hopeful for being okay with not being together, and you would think like, okay, well, maybe, it's not Ari, and maybe I do end up with someone else, and that's like enough hope for you to be okay with, like, okay, well, if I do end up meeting someone else, then okay, you know and for me,
Yeah.
it took a
I see what you're
while
saying.
for me to think that way, because I was never like in this mindset that, like, okay, well, sorry, it was more that, like, if I can't get it from Dalen,
Yeah.
I don't want it from nobody else. And
Yes,
it's not gonna
exactly.
happen. You
And
know what I'm saying? And
that's the
like,
pure form of relationship.
that's where I was like, okay, like I was stuck in that mindset for a long time until like, so fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
the whole pregnancy goes by, and just during the pregnancy, it was like I was unsure if you were talking to anybody, and you didn't really want to tell me it that you were,
Yeah.
whether you were or weren't, because you were, it was a mixture of like telling me the truth and having to lie to me because you felt like you didn't want to hurt me and you didn't want any problems at the same time.
Exactly. You're like
So it was like,
you're
you
like
know,
yeah.
like, just tell me the truth and just tell me,
You're
and
stepping on eggshells. Like I'm
as
stepping on
cut
eggshells at
as
that point.
cutthroat as I am, I feel like you couldn't be with me.
And I think the thing is
You
because
know?
you don't want to make your partner mad, right? So it's like you're not necessarily telling the truth. And someone said this. It was like a question, like, would you tell white lies in order to keep the peace between you and your partner? And that is groundbreaking because lie is a lie, right? Some people say there's a lie is a lie. But if there are certain things, like then one person was like, well, if I end up, you know, having a surprise for my partner and I lie to them and say I'm at the mall when I'm really at the balloon place getting them their balloons, then that should be okay. And so I think it came to a point, I said all that to say, I think it came to a point to where I didn't want to tip you over the edge and make you mad because then it would just cause more problems in the relationship that we already had problems in. And trying to get through this pregnancy while also not knowing if I want to even be with you and also looking at other options. I don't want you to know about these other options because it's just going to make you mad while you're pregnant, and we don't want to make you mad while you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And that's just like at that point it's like what can you do? Like, well, what can you do? If it was the other way around and you weren't carrying a baby and you were me, would you have done the same thing? And I think that's where, like, you might just have to bite the bullet on that one, right? Or you might just have to take that one to the chin. The fact that you're pregnant and you can't necessarily be out there dating or doing your thing because you're pregnant and the man can because he don't got to carry a baby. Yeah. Like even the way a man looks, like if a woman's pregnant and she's going out and she's trying to do her thing, she looks different than a man who has a baby on the way.
Yeah, it is
going
different.
out and doing the thing. Like
Yeah,
it's as if like
it's very sexist.
It's like you almost wish that the way the baby bump shows on a woman, something starts to form on the man's head that says like father to be. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no signal.
Yeah, or that he get the baby bump too, because he's not carrying the baby. But if I grow a baby bump, you grow a baby bump, so you can let everybody know that you having a baby too.
Yeah,
nothing got to be in there, but
we all walk around here with baby bumps. No, but it's true though.
No, but it's funny that you talk about that because we broke up like a little bit after Zovaya's third birthday. He turned 3. We just found out he turned 3. And I was pregnant, and my our birthday's in January, so I remember like New Year's Eve, like after breaking up, I'm pregnant, right? I'm like 4 months pregnant. I show like I carry small, so like you can't really tell during the beginning, and like I remember like New Year's Eve, like I'm like, damn, like what am I gonna do? Like I'm at home and I'm wondering what you're doing, and we're not talking, like we blocked each other, like we weren't talking. Only talked to about Zovaya.
Only about Zovaya.
You know.
Uh-huh.
And I remember like a couple weeks before like New Year's Eve, like, and it's funny, like this same time, 4 years ago,
Yeah.
like maybe on this day, I was like, what am I gonna do? And I remember
Okay.
my mom just being like, well,
Was
go.
it on this day? Because you're queen of dates.
Probably. Because New Year's Eve is about to be in what, like 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just remember like my mom being like, like I know you're pregnant, like just be careful, but maybe you should go do something. And
Yeah.
I had a friend who she wanted to go to dinner and then like like go out and stuff, and I was pregnant. I was like, well, I'm not gonna do anything too crazy because I'm pregnant. I can't drink, I can't turn up, nothing. And I did feel like restricted because I'm trying to take care of myself, I'm trying to take
Absolutely.
care of my body, but I also am like dying without human connection because I feel like I have no life because I gotta carry out this pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I'm not with Dalen. I have no man. One, who is gonna love on me, right?
It's the worst holiday ever.
Yeah, New
Sounds like
Year's
a Tyler
Eve.
Perry movie.
New Year's Eve, and it's like, I did make the decision for myself to go out, and we ended up going to dinner. And then after, she was like, "Let's go to the club. Like, you're not gonna have to drink." And it wasn't like a club; it was more like a bar, like lounge.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm there,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
So
I'm
with
like,
baby number 1, you're in the club pregnant. With baby number 2, you're in the club pregnant. Okay.
yeah. You develop so many patterns for me. Is it me or you?
That's what you
So yeah, you have me in the club pregnant again, and just drinking water, bro, at the bar, like just and people are like talking to me like I don't even look pregnant, so I'm standing there like nobody here knows I'm pregnant. This is so awkward. Like I feel like I was like hiding, like
Absolutely.
committing a crime, but it was like that's just how it felt. So then fast forward to like, because Zaire was born in June, so that was January. 6 months later,
Yeah, the baby.
or no, yeah, no, 6 months later, around that time, I find out that and you confirmed to me, and I confirmed with our friends that like you probably are talking to somebody.
Okay. Okay.
Confirm after all the
We're going there.
yeah.
Okay, we're going there.
So after that, I'm like, that's when I finally.
We've just touched down at
That's when I finally, like, all feelings that I ever felt from the beginning of like us going back and forth from like, are we splitting up? Are we together? Are we not? What are we doing?
Okay.
If then I finally took it upon myself to like accept that you were like talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
And in my head it's like, why would you even do that?
Why would I start talking to somebody else?
Yeah, that's not me. Stupid. It was the stupidest thing to me. And then, for me, I was like, well, if you're doing that, then I'm doing that.
Yeah, and I continue to follow through with it, and you continue to follow through with it, and seeing you
How was that
talk to somebody.
How was that hiding it from me, and then us having the dispute, I mean, having to, like rule out like, okay, what's happening and like why it's happening, and are you serious, like what's going on right now, and like you having to come to terms that like and I know, and we're both going through this sticky like you know
Yeah.
you care, I care, but we're not together, so why do you care, type of thing. Like,
Okay.
it was that. So you explain your side of everything, and then
I mean, like how I felt during that time. Like, what
like,
are you
yeah,
trying to
like, are
say?
you trying to like, did you feel like you were ever going against me, or did you feel like you were doing something for you? Do you feel like you came up on a good one? You feel like you were gonna spend the rest of your life with somebody else? Do you feel like we were gonna get back together?
I
Like,
mean, I
at the time, what were you
at
thinking?
the time,
'Cause we didn't talk,
at the time, I didn't know if we were gonna
about these things.
At the time, I didn't think that we were gonna get back together.
Mhm.
And uh, I love it because I just feel the tension rising.
No, there's no
And
tension
all right,
because
cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
So during that time, yeah, I didn't see us like again. I didn't see us being together. I didn't want to be together, hiding it from you. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was hiding something from you. It was more or less of why do I have to tell you if I'm talking to somebody
Mhm.
if we're not together? And because we weren't together, if you started to talk to somebody, then I wouldn't necessarily care or mind. But
Mhm.
there was one time where I did get very angry
Mhm.
about you speaking with someone, and it's because you allowed that person to come around the family like very early on. Like I think
Uh
like we
huh.
had just split up, and like he had like was around the kids and like came around the family,
Uh
and
huh.
that made me like feel a certain way, right?
Mhm.
Like, and I think that's the only time where I really felt angry. I didn't really care if you talked to someone or dated to someone. It was just like when I felt like that person was starting to take my role in the family, then it started to affect me. Like, well, who the fuck is this?
Uh huh.
And I then didn't necessarily make me want to be with you. It made me just want to care even less about
Mhm.
you. And yeah, I pursued uh like other options. And I tried to then go back into living this lifestyle of, I'm single again.
Mhm.
And it came with everything that came with being I'm single again,
Mhm.
uh, just headache, drama, lonely nights, a lot of drinking. You know what I'm saying? A lot of uh, worthless time
Mhm.
spent trying to find out what I'm missing. When the whole time what I was missing was you, but I didn't feel like you were ready to be that missing piece in my life.
Mhm.
And I still felt like even though I may have been in the wrong about a lot of things, I still felt like there were things about you that put me there, and I can't blame you for that. I can't project, but it put me there because it was like, well, because you're acting this way and because you see things this way
Mhm.
and I see things this way, we aren't going to be compatible in
Yeah.
this season.
Yeah.
And I rather find someone else that I can be compatible with.
Cause you can't tell the future with me. Like you can't predict like Ari should be acting right if we maybe hit month 6 and maybe she'll get it together.
Yeah,
It's not like you
exactly.
can.
I can't predict the future with you exactly. And now that we're here and we're looking back on it, if I can go back to myself and my old self, I'll just be like, stick it through. Don't argue over spilled milk. I think that's like the the main mantra, like it's just a typical
Mhm.
motto. And um, if I could go back to my old self, I would say that to myself. But now that we're here, we still argue over some things that we shouldn't. It just doesn't occur as often, or it's just like we come to the table and we communicate even more. Like, hey, I know we were just a little tense earlier. Let's
Mhm.
like try to calm down a little bit. Or hey, I don't
Yeah.
want to argue with you today because really it is 2 against 3. We have 3 kids, and if we argue, it's 4 against 1. I said that to you like the other day.
Mhm.
And I think that is important for us to understand that we have to really be cautious on, you know, the fights that we're picking with each other.
Mhm. Yeah. At the time, I wanted all the smoke of like, you know, who were you with? What were you doing? What were you wearing? Why were you there?
Yes.
Where are you going? Like, and it
And it was annoying, which like drove me away.
yeah.
Very annoying. And
Yeah.
like, and on top of that, we shared locations, so
Yeah.
it was just like you want to know who I'm with, where I'm at, and we share locations. You
Yeah.
know who I'm with, you know where I'm at. Because you're acting like this, it makes me now want to go do something. Like
Yeah.
because you're acting like I'm with these girls, or I'm wasting time being in the studio, not really making music, maybe just hanging out with friends. It's like, well then I might as well just waste my life than doing what you think I'm doing anyway, if that's what you think.
Yeah.
It pushes a person away, but it's 50-50. Like I shouldn't think that way. I shouldn't have this now excuse of, well, because she's acting like that, I'm gonna act like this. Like that's not being a man.
Yeah. I feel like it's safe to say that um one,
Just stretching my neck.
I think slowly over you know, the course of the relationship, we've seen each other grow, and in many ways, like during that time was the biggest like eye opener for
Yeah.
both of us.
Oh shit. Keep knocking at his headbutting the mic. Headbutting the mic. I could move it over a little bit.
um,
I'm trying to like turn the face. Okay, so go ahead.
yeah, that was like the most eye opening like season of our relationship
Yeah.
before this one, you
Yeah.
know. Uh, but that was when we saw each other's true colors
Yeah.
in light of every situation, and like we were able to discover a lot of things about each other and ourselves.
Yes.
I learned a lot about myself and what matters and what mattered to me back then that doesn't matter now, and like a lot of growth that happened because of that.
Yes.
So like I'm grateful for it. And now we're talking about the lighter side of things because, you know, after, you know, talking
Okay.
to other people and trying stuff out that, you know, just wasn't for us, I guess, brought us back together. Because
Yes.
slowly we started to do more family things because the baby was here.
Once we came back together, yeah, then we started doing
Like the
more
baby
family
was
things
here and it,
once the baby was there. Exactly. We didn't get to spend that much time during the pregnancy together, which we do see has affected our 2-year-old in some sort of way. We kind of like scientifically kind of look at it, but like he acts a certain way, our middle child,
yeah,
because
he has like different tendencies than
exact
Zoe, and he's more of like,
there's a little bit more aggression to him. It seems like
yeah,
he has like the temper, a little bit of more aggression. It also
yeah.
seems like he's okay with being like
He's not,
solitary or
yeah,
alone
he's not
sometimes.
afraid of speaking his
Not
mind.
afraid of speaking his mind at all.
But aggressive, not in a negative way,
No, no,
just
no.
aggressive.
Assertive, I think, is
Yeah,
the better word.
just like more passion, like
Very
passionate.
passionate.
Because I carried a lot of my emotions through
Yes,
him during the pregnancy, so he got that. And
yes. I can definitely
but
see how that affected him during that time.
that after he was born, we, there would be like the, calls to me like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
And um
Yes.
and my courteous calls to you would be like, "Hey, like Zovia was thinking about you today and he said this." Like that was us like meeting in the middle, and it slowly just kind of like,
Yes, exactly. At that point too, its actions are louder than words
yeah, like we
because
didn't
we've
talk
already
much
yeah,
because
and
there
we've
was,
already shared a lot of words at
yeah.
that point, so it was like you don't really care what you have to say,
Yeah.
just kind of show me,
Yeah.
and that was the starting point of like
Mhm.
aside from hey, how are you doing? We also came together for the boys. So like
Yeah.
once Zai was born, it's like okay, let's get together and let's go do something together as a family. We may not have to talk to each other. We don't have to hug. We don't have to kiss.
Mhm.
We don't have to, you know, pretend like we're this happy couple. But we're
Mhm.
going to at least show the boys that we can come together so they can be together and they can see us all
Yeah.
together. And that was the most important thing. Is just setting aside our pride and our differences in order to go places.
Yeah.
And I think that was the most mature thing we probably did out of that whole season.
Yeah. And before you know it, we have a newborn together, and we're still not together, right? And
Yeah, we weren't together once
we
the
we
newborn
s- we
came.
slowly ease into like, trying to make this work outside of the relationship because we didn't have a relationship at that time, and then it slowly turned into like us getting back together, and naturally, I guess.
Yes, it was really naturally the way that we came back together. Um,
And it wasn't because like, oh, let's get back together because of the kids.
no, definitely
It
not.
was more like, is there anything left for me and you?
Yeah, because you had dated, I had dated. We went out because you had already had the baby, so you're able to kind of go out. You're able to date. Like I was able to go out. We were able to like date, go do our own thing, and we saw that, at least for me, that when we came back and we did the family thing and what actually meant more in value, and do I want another man raising my son, or am I going to be raising my son, and can I just work it out with my wife to settle our differences? And the fact that you were willing to hear me out and hear what I had to say when I said I didn't like this about you, or I felt like you could have been better here, and then you went and you made changes on that, and then I did the same on the other end. That's what allowed us to be the perfect couple moving forward. Like that
From then to now.
from then to
Yeah.
now, that perfect couple, the perfect couple goals. That was the strive for that, was us working on the things that we wanted each other to work on.
Yeah, and it wasn't forceful either.
No, not at all. It took time.
Yeah.
Like we even still like we did the whole still not living together, still meeting up to do family activities, going our separate ways after. And then when we moved into Corona together and we finally like moved back in together, we still had to work on our relationship. Like
Yeah.
it still started off shaky. It still was rocky. It still was like I still feel like you're nagging me. I'm
Yes.
still gonna be
Or
out.
just like,
I'm still gonna go get this. Like it's not like on the same level that it was.
yeah.
It was just more or less of there were still some things that needed to be let go of, and they weren't
Yeah.
necessarily let go of. It was like the
Yeah.
past. We were still harboring on the past. Like you're still bringing up the
Yeah.
past. You're still bringing up things in LA while we're here in Corona. I'm still
Yeah.
bringing up things in LA while we're here in Corona. So it's like we worked on the things we wanted to get over, but we're still bringing up the past, and that
Yeah.
was the issue.
And it was very much of a healing process from what we just came from.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, we just went from being so in love on the internet to having our first kid to getting married and doing the whole like honeymoon stage of like everything's perfect, good, and then we just crashed into the ground.
Yes, we did.
And we just
Crash
like
and burn, baby.
everybody in the world knew that um because you let everyone on TikTok know that
Perfect timing for the baby to wake up because he's about to let everybody know what I said on TikTok. What I say on TikTok. Hold on, chat. I'm sorry.
okay. You cover. I don't really want him on camera.
Well, maybe just wrap it up for us. Let them know that we.
You want me to wrap it up?
Stop.
Unless you want me to take him and then.
Just wrap it up. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's it, folks.
Sorry, chat. Yeah, go. Talk to the chat. Go to the chat.
We will continue this, and there will be a part 2 of this story, this segment. And there you have it. Thank you for watching.
Love you, chat. Go to chat. Love you, chat.
There you go.
2 hours and 42 minutes. No. I was just listening to the audio. The audio went through 2 hours and 42 minutes. Watch it tomorrow. Have you ever stopped streaming? Stop streaming.